Oh, I've missed that dirty bitch's voice. She didn't even ask for consent today.
I think she's missed us that much. She was like, the boys know what they're doing.
Yeah. She knows that you're going down. I know that you're going down. Hey, we all know that you're going down. Oh, you boys didn't even ask about what should we wear, lads? Oh no, it just happened. I love this.
Just happened. All the game. I even got changed for this.
Even got changed. I got changed too, to be fair. I was in work clothes and then I just literally changed my t-shirt. I'm sat here in shorts, if that helps everybody.
Say it off. I do the podcast as I always do the podcast with as little on the bottom as possible.
Yeah.
Little on the bottom as possible.
So yeah, we're back.
I'm strangely clothed today.
That does make a change for you, Craig.
Yeah.
So we are back. Hi. We're already kicking off with a segment of Kids Do Wrestling. I love it. So believe it or not, it's episode 30 of Hot Tag Reviews, but it's a bit of a soft relaunch. So we'll introduce ourselves and we'll get to the shit. I am Rob Campbell, and that is me. We normally have a jobber number 2, Martin Holland. I heard his rip. I heard that, like Mr. Renham did, he opened a window and accidentally fell out of it.
But as you remember, I fell out of a window. I heard he ran into a fireworks display covered in petrol. I don't know what that's about. Like, Craig, did you hear any rumours about?
Well, it's strange, really. I heard that he got to Draco Raw, right? That shit, and fell straight down an elevator shaft.
Well, who's to say what's true? Who's to say what's true?
In all fairness, Martin does love a good shafting.
Yes.
If you will.
You will.
So, we're back. We have a new host. That host is the Rabid Monkey, the man himself, Craig Chala.
What up, motherfuckers?
Yes.
It's pretty much what you're going to get out of me. It's a lot of swearing. Lots of swearing.
If you thought there was too little the last time you watched this program.
Yeah, I don't hold back on that. It's over-opinionated, and I do not care.
Way to do it.
And that's my boy. And my other boy, also known as jobber number 3, is...
Hi, it's Daniel. I'm back! I'm better than ever! Cornfield.
That sounded like Mickey Mouse's rape noise.
Shit, I got fucked.
Oh, okay.
The games have started again.
In true fashion, all of the gimmicks. Let's crack it open. Let's get into it because this is episode 30. And Don, just for you, I managed to do this when I wrote these notes 3 months ago. People that used to wear number 30 for Manchester United include Matteo Darmian, Richard Delat, Wesley Brown apparently wore this t-shirt in the famous 98 to 99 treble season, and John O'Shea wore it in the 2001 to 2002 season.
Oh,
shout out to the reddest of devils.
Yeah, we have to.
Now, before we get into today's show, just to let you know why there's been a bit of a break. We had something to do with a wrestling promotion that has come on the scene in the Black Country. It's Black Country Championship Wrestling. We are official sponsors of that promotion. You can find these t-shirts and more available at bcc2021.com. And Martin doesn't know this, but if you use the code HOTTAG10, then you will get 10% off any and all products available.
Right on other websites as well, you know.
I've now got to go onto the website and enter that code to make sure it works.
But it works on OnlyFans for everyone else that's interested. So
it does.
Yeah.
Just got to find the right person. Find the right person.
Craig's wife Marie doesn't know this yet, but
it may even be Marie's OnlyFans.
Exactly. That's what she didn't know.
Hey.
So we're back with the World Wrestling Federation presenting Survivor Series on the 9th of November, 1997 from the Molson Centre in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. There was 20,593 in attendance as a sellout. And the buy rate for this pay-per-view was 250,000, which was a whole 100,000 up year on year. Wow.
Nice. Again, we're starting to get hot now, though. We're starting to creep into where WWF pulled back a little bit. So, makes sense.
Yeah, shit starts picking up now.
Yeah, I didn't watch a couple of episodes previous to this just to remember what happened.
Well,
let's play catch up.
We are playing catch up, and here's the thing. So they start us off with a video package that starts at WrestleMania 12, the whole 18 months prior, where Brett and Sean, obviously as different personalities at that point, absolutely worked into a fucking shoot, didn't the lads?
Oh, mate.
Well, I think sunny days were ahead for some of them, if you will. Oh, Jesus.
All right.
Jesus.
I'm going for great.
Sorry, there's breasts in the room again, ain't there?
God damn it.
Okay. We're getting
trying
breasts.
to record live show, and I got tits in the face, and
what a man! What a lucky man!
That's it. So,
well, Craig, just to bring you back to speed, let's
bring you abreast of the situation.
Let's just fast forward to Sean helping Brett win the title for the 5th time at SummerSlam. And the build up to this match, I think JR correctly calls later on, that you will never see again.
Until next year.
This isn't the time that John Cena wore a thong to fight The Rock. Also, by the way, John Cena still wears a thong.
Oh, you sure you're not about John O'Shea?
Could have been John O'Shea. John Cena works better, brother.
Yeah.
So, yeah, look, it's a heavily dominated one-match card. There's 6 other matches to talk about, and we're going to get to them immediately. As Gang Rules is the sub-tag for this pay-per-view, and as we go through the card, we'll understand why. But the Karate Fighters present, as there's plenty of fireworks, and we learn that no more commentary for Mr. McMahon, as JR and the King have finally left alone and ready to run wild, brothers.
Fucking love it. It's the best thing about it. Fucking Vince actually moving away. We get Mr. McMahon soon. This is just epic.
Yeah. It's one of them. It's like he just got in the way as much as he wanted to be a part of the commentary team. It was just like there's clearly a chemistry between JR and King, and then all of a sudden, what a maneuver! It was a
would you stop it?
Starts involving himself with Gorilla Monsoon lines as well.
Yeah, Vince does remind me a little bit of myself, actually, because I'm Rob Campbell and I read on-screen prompts, and Vince did that for years. So, it is what it is. But also joining us are Carlos Cabrera and Tito Santana. They're here, as so is the returning John Bastard.
Yay!
John Bastard and the Rougeos are there to keep him company. What really got me about this, I know it was in Canada and it was a really massive event, but why did they feel the need to replace Howard Finkel with this jobber?
Oh, mate, this
What was his
fucking
name,
guy
mate?
pissed me off.
His name
Like
was
John Brazier.
Albert DeFruzia.
I think that's if you translate Gene Oakland into French, that's how it comes out as. It was actually me and Gene. He just put the accent on and change up the look. That's my theory.
I could buy into that.
Oh, just like me, this guy at the end of the night was a glass case of emotions, let me tell you. But yeah, Albert DeFruzia gets us into match one, which is one of what feels like many Survivor Series matches on this card. This one includes the team of the New Blackjacks and the Headbangers. They're taking on the Road Dogg, the Badass Billy Gunn, and the Godwins. Jack Doan is in the ring and Jim Corderas is out of the ring as referees in this one. And fuck me, what a start. What a start to this show.
Why? Like,
why?
Yeah. Why is he back? Why is he back?
Who? Eric Bischoff or?
No. You know fucking hell.
I'm not sure which one you're talking
It
about.
is fucking Godwin.
Pig.
Fucking pig.
For me, you could have been talking about one of fucking four people in this.
I'm gonna say there's many people like who.
Yeah, literally.
It's like a who's never of wrestlers in this ring. I mean, bear in mind,
who was your standout wrestler in this particular match, Craig?
Oh, fuck, you know. Road Dogg at the start, calling all the crowds fucking steers and queers.
There you go.
Why not?
And that says it all. That is absolutely fucking spot on. The best part about this entire match was Road Dogg's promo.
Did anyone else get with the...
Go on, sorry.
Oh, the crowd didn't exactly let that one lie, though, with the chant that was happening quite early on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a popular form of meatball by a brand called Mr. Brains. I'm not going to repeat what was said, but let's just leave it at that.
But in 1997, Billy Gunn looked like one.
Just 97.
I'd say early 2000s, he sort of leaned heavier into the gimmick.
Yeah.
As I said, so I might have wrote these notes a while back. And Martin, let's just come to you as this is the first. This is the first pay-per-view appearance as a team for what you have outspokenly, right or wrong, classed as the greatest tag team champions of all time. Not the Godwins, Don. Not the Godwins. The New Age Outlaws. So, Martin, how do you feel about this?
Can you hear him from the shaft?
I quite enjoyed seeing Road Dogg Eddie Jones. And
he'll pop to that because he's a huge Mankind fan.
I love it. Enjoyed Billy Gunn's hat with no hat, just a rib. Bye. Oh!
What a rib.
Oh, see you later, Mark. Sorry, just popped in.
So just to be clear, no one else around this table rates the New Age Outlaws as one of the greatest, if not the greatest tag team champions of all time.
Nah.
Okay.
I don't think they were the worst team ever.
Oh, okay. God, no. But, no.
Not in the top 5, though, for me.
Not in the top 5?
Not in the top 10.
Yeah, top 10. I'm probably with Craig. I'm probably going further back than that.
Yeah.
Fair.
What? They didn't do anything?
No.
Yeah, they won a couple of times.
So let's just say who we think might be the greatest tag team champions of all time.
Cool.
I think I wrote a top 5 on this once, but I haven't been back to it for a while. So
I've changed my top 5 over the years.
Oh, you have to. You have to. I think my singles competitors pretty much often stay the same. No one's really ever broke into there for a good while. But for tag teams, absolutely changes all the time. I'm stuck on this one. This is hard.
For me personally, when it comes to like WWF, I would also say Legion of Doom.
I love that you've gone with the Legion of Doom.
Yeah. They've always been my favourite, like, WWF tag champions ever.
What about just in life, though, Don?
Oh, that one changed quite often because every time I find a decent
Bill and
tag
Door
team,
is open for business.
I'm going to say that one changes quite often. Like, I'll see a tag team and think, Christ, they're amazing. And then I see another one, I'm like, oh, they're just as good. So that one, I never really land on one, but for nostalgia's sake, Legion of Doom will always be like my favourite tag team in that respect.
Okay, are you going with then, Craig?
Well, if you're looking nostalgia, Heart Foundation, the Bulldogs, for me. But I'm loving FTR. I love FTR.
Brilliant.
Yeah. And the New Day. New Day and Usos for modern with FTR. Like, amazing.
Yeah, you definitely have to include the New Day and the Usos these days. Absolutely. Without a doubt. And yeah, I'm with you on fucking FTR. They're fantastic. I was going to call them their old name, but because I'm a fucking mark, and but yeah, nostalgia wise for me, other than the Heart Foundation, as mentioned by Craig, I like the Brainbusters. To be fair, Tully and Arn are just fucking like beasts, man. They cut that ring in half and fucked people up. It was great.
I'm rocking right in the 90s though as well. The Eliminators, ECW, man.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, we actually fucking spoke about them the other day, actually, didn't we? To be fair, the Eliminators. Well, we're having a couple of whiskeys.
Yeah, Rob learned who Kronos was.
I did learn who
Kronos was.
Yeah, I asked if it was Bryan Adams though.
They're similar looking, I'll give you that, but I've never seen Bryan Adams do a full split.
I've also never seen them together in the same room.
Exactly. Double bubble. That man was getting double bubble.
Maybe there was a split, just not the way you thought.
It was. So this match is terrible, but Barry Windham, he looks terrible after he returned a year ago, so he returned at the 96 Survivor Series as the fucking stalker in the same match that Rocky Maivia debuted, and Barry's just been bucking on a downward spiral ever since, hasn't he?
Also, no point. He had his moment, and unfortunately, I think it's gone now. So there's a point where every wrestler gets to that point. There's very rarely a wrestler who can, even in later career, can still go as, if not better. I think the only example I could give is Dustin Rhodes.
Yeah.
I think he's the only wrestler I've seen who's, if anything, has got better with age.
Better with age, 100%, as we'll get to during this card.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Spoiler alert, he's not. But I tell you what, though, Barry did have some good suplex game.
Strong suplex game. There was strong suplex game. I think that was it. Like, if I'm not going to be a wrestler, I'm just going to be a bloke who throws people around.
And why not?
Exactly.
Do you think Barry ever walked into Vince McMahon and went, "Look, these days I'm a squirking fucking parrot. Feed me crackers." Do you ever think he did that? I'll take that as a no.
That's a bit off topic, isn't it, Rob?
Yeah, but Bradshaw did eliminate Henry Godwin with a roll-up straight away.
And that was a beautiful roll-up as well.
I was going to say, abdominal stretch into a roll-up from Bradshaw.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I thought was impressive that entire match.
That's what we all do on WWE 2K22, by the way, is we put in the abdominal stretch, do a roll-up and hope for the best.
Yeah. And if the rules of Survivor Series, it's pretty much a guaranteed free.
Literally, the rules of Survivor Series means your fucking HP must be at 1 when you start this match.
Give someone a dirty look and they're out for the count.
Oh no, a clothesline. I'm eliminated.
Oh no, a knuckle lock. I submit.
The goat that is Pig Phineas. Godwin eliminates Barry with a clothesline.
Beautiful clothesline it was as well.
Oh, fuck me, man. The crowd do like Mosh, to be fair.
Yeah.
Billy Gunn does obviously get some heat. We mentioned it earlier, the brand of brains that Billy Gunn did tend to look like in 1997. That was banging around that arena hard, to be fair.
Yeah. it's again, I think we say this before, but it's weird when you watch back a show like this compared to nowadays. Like the language used and the sort of different diatribes, the way people speak about people, it's a completely different time. So it's very
Completely
weird.
different.
Just a bit.
Pronouns, pal.
Look at the adjective.
You couldn't be the Outlaws now.
No.
They couldn't do it.
No,
because
you really couldn't.
Road Dogg was good in the ring, and Billy could drop kick, but other than that, they were a gimmick. That's fuck them.
Fuck him, absolutely fuck him.
Fuck him.
Fucking hell, man. He just goes shit here. Like basically, it ends up being Thrasher and Bradshaw versus Freeman as fucking, I don't know, Mosh eliminates someone. Who gives a shit? The King asks where McMahon is, and JR tells us he's busy, and maybe we'll get a word from him later. So we're already setting up the fact that Vince McMahon is now a backstage character in the opener of Survivor Series.
Yeah, even the commentators didn't want to talk about this match.
Fucking too
And
right.
can you blame them?
Not one bit.
No.
To be fair, though, I don't think it was the worst one.
No, nowhere near.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it for sure. But Road Dogg, he gets the shit kicked out of him. Bradshaw's eliminated with a cheap shot and a roll up. He defo kicked out before 3, but you know, who cares? Like, you know, fuck it. Billy Gunn completely misses the leg drop from the top, but it doesn't matter because the New Age Outlaws still walk away with the victory. They did give this one 15 minutes and 25 seconds to start off the show. I think that's probably as quick as you can really get a shitty Survivor Series match done in, if you ask me. There's clearly a spirit in the room with me, but don't worry about that. I'm not worried. There's also spunk on the curtain. But I rated this one 1 star.
Craig, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll jump in. Yeah, exactly the same. 1 star.
Nice friends. And Daniel Eric Bischoff theme song is back.
Yeah, I've got to go 1 star. It wasn't the worst of the night. But
I feel that we're all on our period because of how synced up we are.
Yeah, moon cycles, isn't it?
There's definitely going to be a G cycle later.
If you will, might go and get the bat signal and devour me some Indian.
I'll just turn around and deal with mine.
Yeah, that's how it works. So the Truth Commission are up next, and it's their first appearance on pay-per-view as Jim Ross explains that the interrogator, also known as Kurgan, where's the jackal though? He eventually turned up, and I suppose he looked a little bit like Bret Hart in 2006 when he come to fight fucking Vince.
Yeah,
it's 2010 actually. I do. Yeah, it's 2010.
When he was picking up US titles off Miz.
Oh mate, what a rib! Why have you dropped that in the first episode? Back that out.
What a way to upset him. We've only just got back.
What a fucking rib!
What can I say? I'm dripping with desperation over here.
No, I can see. You can see.
Very attractive dripping is too.
Well, thank you very much.
So yeah, we got the Truth Commission versus DOA. I couldn't even be asked to write the ref's name here, and funny enough, I couldn't be asked to write down the competitor's name in the matches either. So honestly, what I decided to do was ask a question, and I heard on commentary that this was the 5th pay-per-view to be presented in Canada. So can the boys guess what the other pay-per-views were?
Canadian Stampede.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out after that.
Oh, right.
WrestleMania.
Okay. This is actually the 6th pay-per-view. Sorry. There was 5 others that you can guess. You're very close, Don. WrestleMania
6.
5 was still at Trump Plaza for
6.
the Mega Powers Collide. Ooh, yeah, it was 6. Hogan versus the Warrior, belt versus belt. Hogan does the job.
And 3 other pay-per-views I don't care about.
Okay. So here we go. We have the first ever Royal Rumble in 1988.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
WrestleMania 6 was next as Carson, Donovan, Bailey, Cornfield got.
No, kayfabe.
Mate, I'll totally slip there.
I didn't notice.
In Your House 4, In Your House 4 was up next. This was the pay-per-view leading up to where Sean got beat up by Marines and had to hand in the IC title. So it happened right before this pay-per-view in Syracuse, New York, and then they travelled up to do In Your House.
Oh, okay.
The next one also was a big Shawn Michaels moment in the 90s. It was In Your House 9, international incident. Some of you may remember was the setup for SummerSlam 96, where Vader got the victory in a 6-man tag team match over Shawn Michaels. I cried my eyes out as a kid at that. Shawn Michaels losing a match in 96 to me was like when the World Trade Center got attacked. It was devastating.
Like, it's inconsolable.
My heart crumbled just as quickly as those steel beams in the Trade Center.
Well, just like 9/11, I didn't care either way.
Let's take a moment's silence for this match because it was absolutely fucking shit. But listen to the names because I didn't write them down, but I heard them on commentary on it. So it was like the Interrogator, the Jackal, Recon, and Sniper for the Truth Commission. Yeah. They took on 8-Ball, Chains, Crush, and Skull.
Yeah.
Look, I can't be bothered to talk about this match anymore. So what have you got for me before we move on?
Before we do jump off that, the best thing I did know about this match, someone had a sign in the crowd that said, Undertaker is not a homo.
Just if there was ever a rumour about that.
Well, I was trying to find out. Does anyone know? At some point, was Undertaker the homo? Right.
I concur with that statement, but do any of the kids have an opinion, Craig?
It's Marie on the fucking phone now.
No, is it? Does Marie have an opinion on that matter?
No, actually, ask whoever Marie's on the phone with. Ask them their opinion.
Okay, so the two standouts from the names that I mentioned, Jackal, just to give a little shout out, is of course Don Callis,
my boy,
your boy. And Recon was big old Barry Buchanan.
Yeah. AKA B squared.
It's hip to be squared, you know.
It's not hip to be in the what are they called? Right to centre. It's not hip to be in right to centre.
And I thought I'd just finish off the Truth Commission there. Sniper, interestingly, played Rambo at some point in his career. Work that out.
I want to know where this happened. Was this like some Puerto Rican company? It was like, we can hire Rambo. We can do Rambo.
Pretty much. And Kurgan's claim to fame is he's in 2 big films. Can you guess what they are?
Bubble Boy.
Big films, I said.
Bubble Boy is a big film. Jake Gyllenhaal Healer's in it.
No, not as big as these films.
Monsters Brawl.
Nope.
Then I'm out.
Craig?
Will you want me rock?
No. Not that I'm looking for out of these two. The survey says not these two. No.
I can't figure it out now.
So he was in 300.
Okay.
Of course he was, yeah.
I remember that so vividly now. And Deadpool 2.
Can't remember me Deadpool 2.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter because Kate and Jerry did the plumbing for the Twin Towers. So 9 minutes, 55 seconds, 0 stars for me.
Yeah, I couldn't, like, if I could give it lower than that, I would, but yeah, 0.
I don't like giving 0 stars, so I gave it half a star.
Because you're a pussy.
Mainly because I like seeing the Jackal doing actually a very well executed knee drop from the top.
To be fair, the Jackal usually did something well.
Yeah.
He still does to this day.
But I love the fact that in this match, it proved that the sidewalk slam is a finisher.
Apparently so.
That popped me so hard.
So Dave gave that one 1.5 stars. I probably forgot to tell you what he gave in the first one, but he gave it 0 stars.
He gave the first one 0.
Yeah, fuck the new
Dave
said.
What the fuck?
And he gave
He gave this 1.5. He probably got
hell.
more high by the time he got to this match or something. I don't know.
Jeez.
Kevin Kelly joins us in the America Online room. Austin's in the background with some jobber typing on a keyboard. That wasn't DDP's dad, so I'm not sure who that was. But we do get to see the debut of Steve Blackman. And my writing says, fucking hell, not another one. Team USA versus Team Canada.
Yeah, Team Canada. How many Canadians are in that team?
I think it's 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Le Fon, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking Team Canada.
But then
Absolutely.
Team USA, meant to be the face team. You
Yeah.
got 2 that had either recently turned heel or were established heel. I think the only person that on that side that was actually a face, with the exception of Steve Blackman, was Vader.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Steve Blackman was a replacement for the Patriot. That's why they came out to Kurt Angle's theme music.
Yep. Yep. They used
I've already
Kurt
shown you
Angle's
notes.
music. Nope.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought showing you notes.
No, I don't need to read all the information. You guys have information too. You have the freedom to do your own fucking research and come up with your own shit. That's on you. I don't have to lead everything around here, for fuck's sake.
Welcome to our videos where Rob Campbell does a true interview about people doing research.
Fuck the research.
Fucking do my job, you motherfucker. So Brett's music for Team Canada, or team on one Canadian and the rest, whatever they want to be.
Canadian and friends.
It is a bit. It's a bit like Canadian Stampede. Once again, the roles are reversed, shall we say? So, like, obviously, the faces are what are normally heels on Monday Night Raw, and the faces are heels, because they're in Canada. Bulldog, dead bizarre. Why is he karate kicking fucking Blackman like? Dead bizarre.
It's to prove a point. It's to prove he's bizarre.
He's
To
bizarre.
prove the point.
He nearly won the Rumble with that.
He won even the rumble of my heart with that.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I got
Oh,
just nothing for Bulldog with that, to be fair.
no, nothing at all.
Nothing. I love that fucking bloke. And he just, like, the more I watched him in that match, I was like, oh, I want to stab you in the eyes with a spoon.
Yeah. I do love David Boy.
Suplex was awesome.
Always.
Vader.
That was
fucking
impressive. Impressive.
Vader took a lot of good shit in this. He took that overhead belly to belly off Furnace. It was just like, wow, what the fuck, man?
Vader worked hard in this match.
He had his boots on that day. He had his boots on.
Vader all of a sudden had cardio.
Yeah. Crosses the border all of a sudden. Oh, that's where I left it. Shit.
Literally, I know he's from like the Rocky Mountains and shit, but getting up that Canadian mountain, fucking with the air that's obviously there. God, it helped Vader. That's for sure.
I think he'd had a huff on his like WCW inhaler. You know that big Mastodon helmet. He had a big huff on that before he went out. It was
I love that. I love that. Obviously, recently inducted into the Hall of Fame, by the way. So, you know, congratulations to the big man Leon, and rest in peace, big fella. As we pour one out. What a day! So, Mark Merrow, obviously the storyline's been planted here. This is the first time on pay-per-view that we've seen it, where he's starting to be more and more jealous of Sable. So it's a solid positive heat point of view for me, because Mark Merrow was pretty boring before this storyline come in.
He's fucking pointless. Fucking hated the guy, man.
He was pointless, all in all.
Oh, him, yeah, completely. Nothing about him.
What about when he was Johnny B. Bad?
No, even then, fucking hate the prick.
Even couldn't stand him then either.
Never fucking liked him.
Really? Wow.
I hate him even more now. Fucking motivational speaking, fucking cunt. Like, what? Fuck off. The only reason he was fucking relevant was because of fucking Sable. He'd get fucked. That's what he can do. Prick.
Rob has left the building.
So just to clarify, you think Mark Merrow should be in the Hall of Fame?
Oh yeah, clearly.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I think we've got a merch alert.
It's Craig's face on Mark Merrow's body. All of Fame.
What I'm hoping to do is, when I find out who you absolutely hate in wrestling, is gather a little mini collection of those people. So Ahmed Johnson is in honor of our ripped friend Martin Holland.
Rest in peace.
And then next will be Mark Merrow, I think. Don, Phineas Godwin for you. It's got to be, brother.
I was going to say, I haven't seen anyone yet that I've had this hatred for. So.
Oh, yeah, you'd still give
them yours?
0.5 stars. I haven't got one.
Oh, not that you're telling.
No. You can all figure it out at some point.
I've got loads. You'll be stacking that fucking box up, mate.
It'll look like your shelf for the end of it.
I love
Collection
that.
of little people.
Absolutely love that. He's collected all the little people and all the souls, and that doesn't sound right. But now that the Undertaker's also a motivational TED speaker, do you think he's a rapist too?
Quite possibly.
Okay, so just so we can clear it up, because we know how nonsense are in wrestling.
Mate, fucking, he's televangelist bollocks and direction. That's where Undertaker's going.
Yeah, agreed.
He could just claim he's a god and no one question it.
No, I'd happily go, yeah.
I'm going to say that's my religion. That's cool.
Yeah.
What have I become?
Yes.
So we already talked about the big fucking slam and suplex on Vader. The pop that the crowd gave was probably the loudest so far on the card. I thought Merrow was doing a solid job as a heel, if I'm completely honest, but I can understand why Craig doesn't like him as much. Like I say, I got bored of him pretty quickly in WWF.
His work rate was always good.
Yeah.
He was always good work rate wise. Just nothing.
Yeah, I think I thought he was all right as Johnny B. Bad, as Johnny B. Good, Johnny B. Bad. Who gives a fuck, right? It was WCW. This is 7 out of 11 Survivor Series appearances for Jim the Anvil Neihard at this point. That's a pretty solid record, right?
Fair play.
I think there can't be many more that have done more than that.
I don't think Jim did another one after that one, if I'm honest.
No, because I think he was WCW after this.
The thing is, right, we say, there can't be many more after that, but there's going to be loads in the modern era, purely because that they wrestle a lot longer in the company nowadays, don't they? So, you know, Randy Orton, he's just, 20 years, is it?
20 years now.
I think, yeah. You think of that, right? Name another wrestler from the golden era, sort of thing, that lasted 20 years in one company that would have had all the opportunities to do as many Survivor Series, for example.
There's only Undertaker.
There you go.
Sting.
For WCW equivalent.
For WCW,
yeah.
But,
like I say,
we've just had Autumn with 20 years.
Yeah.
Autumn's just his 20th anniversary, so.
But who else was the question? Has Martin joined us again?
Well, I think
it's the first episode. I'm going to rib you a lot. Deal with it.
I've been at the door. 2 seconds. Hello.
Oh, okay.
I don't know either.
Pulling him out your ass.
See you later.
Fantastic.
Oh, he's gone back down the well. Shit.
That's
after him.
Back down the well. Let's get to it. So Vader eliminates Jim and LaFon. Furnace eliminates Mero. Goldust refuses to tag in. The referee basically completely misses a low blow. And the story just basically becomes that Goldust isn't tagging in Vader. Furnace then delivers the fantastic overhead belly-to-belly suplex, followed by a Hurricane Rana. I was impressed, to be completely honest. Vader gets the credit all day because the man's gas tank in this match is basically fucking top notch. Fantastic. Yeah. Can't knock him. But Goldust eventually gets counted out, leaving Vader 2-on-1 against Furnace and the Bulldog. Bulldog timed the finish really well. The spot was repeated in the next Survivor Series match, but we'll get to that. But if the Canadians didn't win the match, as much as there wasn't Canadians, there would have been a goddamn riot in that building.
Yeah. They were there as like basically, what's that? A Canadian on that team. They're the default faces.
They're the faces.
It was the right way to end it. That's why.
Yeah.
I agree. I like the bell spot. I did like the bell spot, but he was super obvious about it, which it was like being at a camp show. It was great. The fact of the matter is it went 17 minutes and 5 seconds. I've been a bit more generous this time around. I'll give it 2 stars.
Not as generous, but I'll give it 1.5 stars. But I think that's mainly Vader, to be fair.
Yeah. I'm going to say I went 1.5 stars as well. I think Vader's performance alone. Also, it was nice to see Furnace and LaFon.
I like them. I wouldn't have called them the greatest tag team to ever lace up a pair of boots, but I did like them.
They're a breath of fresh air at this era.
I'd agree with that.
Especially in WWF, people weren't working like this.
No, there wasn't.
So I like that. It's something different. And Steve Blackman, first match for the company. I
thought he looked all right, to be fair.
It wasn't brilliant, but it wasn't bad.
He weren't a block of cheese, was he?
Right, yeah.
It's his return,
He's got to
mature
into that.
Yeah, he's definitely got to mature into that, to be fair. He can't give all the cheddar out right away, can you?
Yeah, I'll just put, it's 89 was his first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he got fucking, was it meningitis or fucking malaria or something?
Malaria.
And he was bedridden for 2 years or something.
Who's this Blackman?
Yeah.
Kate and Jerry do that
and then, bedridden for 2 years. Yeah.
He lost all
slipped him a pill, right on his ass.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And now he's a bounty hunter.
Is he?
Yeah,
he actually
is. That is fantastic.
He's had a weird life. We get to see more of him in the upcoming pay-per-views.
I love it. I love everything about this. But the thing to take away from this match, more than anything, is Dave rated it 2.5 stars. And Craig and Mero are obviously going to be sitting in a tree from now on. Them and Jesus, KISSRNG, all day long.
I'll be tickling his insides. He'll love it.
Question
please send the videos. Kane. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Kane He's getting a video package here. After the competition winner, that was an absolute mess of a segment. But I've got to ask one question only. Is this the greatest example of long-term storytelling of all time? And I'm referring to Kane and The Undertaker's timeline, if you will.
There ain't never a story that's gonna outlive that.
No.
Like, ever. Like, that's they haven't got the attention span for a start now to do it now.
Yeah. I think the fact as well, this is like, I don't think they ever saw these two going longer than a year as a thing, but then every now and again the paths will just cross, and it's a compelling story. So, but then you'd have people like Foley who drop in because he's got links to everyone. So it was nice to there's a lot of history there, especially when like you see Kane many years later with Daniel Bryan as a part of group therapy do a 2-minute promo about what his career's been like, and his weird hatred of Pete Rose. Just I love that promo so much.
It's brilliant.
I fucking love it.
Glenn was practicing his political speech earlier that day, and then someone at WWE walked up to him with his script and went, "That's what we want you to say tonight, Glenn."
Do you remember this, Glenn?
Glenn was like, "That's brilliant, thanks." Mankind gets a promo, so this is before getting to the ring. This is a solid sort of format that we see over and over again, especially on the In Your House events. But Mankind basically gets a promo. I think it's a pretty solid promo, to be fair.
Yeah. It was very rare Mick ever cut a bad promo, to be honest.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. I just love the content about it. I always love how his promos always sort of made sense to the match as well.
Yeah.
So him talking about he's going to keep running into the brick wall over and over and over again. What happens when the brick wall topples?
There you go.
That was brilliant. That was brilliant.
Yeah, just little touches like that. Mick Foley is one of the best to ever do it, in my opinion. So.
Also, Sledgehammer.
What, the Peter Gabriel song?
Absolutely. So match 4 is Kane with Paul Bearer taking on Mankind. Earl Ebner's out for duty in this one. What did we make of the red light then? Because this is the first time that we're getting a red light gimmick. We've seen it plenty of times with Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, if you will, baby. Over the recent years, they've tried it a couple of times with different people. What do we make of it?
I don't like it. It looks like I'm playing a Nintendo Virtual Boy. You lose. I don't know what it is. It's just very off-putting to watch. Really off-putting.
Watching it back, I'll agree. I wasn't that keen on it, but remembering it when I was a kid, fucking everything about Kane was just fucking amazing. That red light just gave it that extra fucking oomph that it just added to the match at the time. So for the time, I thought it was fucking there, man. It was banging. But watching it now, I'm like, flick a fucking switch here.
Yeah, put 20p in the meter, Kevin Dunn. Because spoiler alert, we need a bit of light these days. I mean, my old ass was fucking squinting at the screen watching this one. I tell you, I don't know how you got on, Craig. Fuck me.
Hey, you're the one with the glasses, brother.
If I took them off, it would. Well, hello, my microphone fell. If I took them off, it would take a hell of a long time for me to adjust to stare at this screen, and I just can't be arsed with that shit right now. So it is what it is. But yeah, straight away at the beginning of the match, Mankind obviously meets Kane to start brawling, and they kind of get the spot right, but they have to repeat it. So Mankind gets chucked head first, back of his head, into the steel steps. Don't really connect massively on the first for what I think they wanted. So Mick, being the crazy bastard that he is, took it for a second time.
Mate.
Do it again, and the FUD, fuck me, the FUD was incredible.
It was painful.
I'm not going to lie, I'm glad for the red lights in that scenario because I did not want to watch that as much as it. In my head, it looks a lot worse than it probably looked.
Yeah.
But the red lights obscured it enough you couldn't tell what was going on. All you heard was that like sickening noise of flesh meeting steel. It's like, oh God. But it's Mick Foley, so you know there's more to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just to warm you up as well.
Yeah.
It was, absolutely. It was very physical. And there was a couple of ref distractions from Bearer where Mankind really should have been disqualified because he used steel chair.
Did they just forget to say this was a no DQ match?
What would he can't have been, can he? He felt like one, but he can't have been.
Nothing's been announced. There was no, okay, this is no rules or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Mankind went up quite strong on Kane as well. I mean, he even hit him with the pole driver, for fuck's sake. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we pretty much do go into the finish from there. So Bearer gets a mandible claw. And then Mankind, fucking hell, he gets chucked through the Spanish announce table from the apron. Tito and Carlos are obviously literally killed him. Tito Santana went back to teaching after that. He was like, nah, fuck this, Vince. You ain't looking after me. You're giving me fucking half of the wages that I used to earn. I'm supposed to be sitting by a desk, not getting into trouble. Like, my missus watching this on pay-per-view going, oh, no dinner for him. For the... And Mamma Mia, a proper kicking off. Like.
She was so angry she turned Italian.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
Hey, when people do that.
I do too, man. I do. But everybody loves Raymond.
Yeah, I do hate getting hit.
The slam to the outside, though, was definitely the more horrible bump.
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
It's the way Mick takes a bump, though, like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's like he doesn't just hit, he bounces, and it always like the bounce does more damage.
Yeah.
Because he always looks like he just ragdolls.
Yeah.
And that's not, I'm going to say, we worked in rings where you've been on the top or you've looked down to the floor. That's not a small drop.
Oh, mate, it's not a small drop. I fucking learned the hard way with that gimmick. I used to think, Macho Man used to do this 7 nights a week. He used to fucking get to the top rope and do an axe handle to the outside. So what did this mad cunt start doing when he first started? Like, I was I was more trimmer. Let's not go a lot trimmer. I was trimmer, right? And then I'm going up to the top rope and wow, Craig, yeah, cheers, thanks. And then jumping to the outside, and literally Bilson 2, Robin, concrete venue, concrete floor, championship match. I did it next morning. I was in hospital. Couldn't walk. I was in a wheelchair. Thought, that's it. I'm disabled for the rest of my life.
I'm disabled.
Was it leg disabled?
It would have been leg disabled, and it would have been from acid on the Robin 2's floor.
Fucking hell.
That would have been the story. But thankfully, it was all good, and I lived to tell the tale and all that bollocks. But fucking horrible bump. Horrible bump. 9 minutes, 27 seconds. I've gone a bit higher on this one again. I've gone 2.5 stars. Oh, Kane won, by the way. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I went with you there with 2.5. I loved it, man. I really enjoyed that shit.
Yeah, man.
I went 3 stars.
Nice.
As an introduction to Kane, it was amazing. Obviously, if you're going to put anyone against someone who you want them to bump, you put Mick Foley in there. And in fairness, it was one that essentially looked like a squash match at a point, but no one looked weak for it.
Yeah.
So I fucking loved the match. So 3 stars for me.
Solid match. Solid match.
Good for the winter.
Good for the winter. We're then introduced to Vince McMahon and Sergeant Slaughter. They talk about how they've got extra security, how difficult it's been to make this match happen. And then Michael Cole says, I'm going to put you on the spot, Vince. who's going to win tonight? And he gives a little look and the famous response of, I don't know. So just watching this on the pay-per-view and then watching this on Wrestling Shadows, what are our thoughts in regards to this little segment here?
Vince did well with this little, I don't know what's happening. He kept it kayfabe.
He did.
He held it. Well, he had to hold it from Brett.
Yeah, he did.
He's been with Brett for that many fucking years. Brett knows him. If he fucking does a promo any different than he normally would do, Brett see it. He'd know what was coming.
It's weird in hindsight. It's weird in hindsight watching it.
Yeah,
so I can't imagine what it'd be like watching this live. But we'll get to that later on.
Yeah, I felt sick for Brett a little bit later, if I'm honest, in my old age. Dead mad. But you know. Important question before we move on, though. Is it Kane, or Kane?
It's definitely Kane.
I'd have to lean towards Kane.
I would say it's got to be Kane.
It's got to be Kane. Wait, no.
Nice. That rings pretty well, to be fair. We got a merch alert.
Merch alert. A 5-boy band with all Kane's masks. So it's got to be Kane.
That's good. That is. Why have you said it out loud? Like,
fucking hell!
All ideas and copyrights.
Yeah. Thank you. Cheers. Thanks.
Walls have ears.
They do. They do. So they do a great job of putting the real life tension over between HBK and Bret Hart. Before we get Ken Shamrock cutting one of the driest promos I've ever seen in my life. This is drier than the Blues Brothers toast order. Okay. We have fucking Shamrock goes, tell him Hawk. And literally,
oh my God,
he goes, tell him Hawk. That's not how you say it.
Yeah. If only if there was someone there who would normally say that. You know what I mean? It's like, you know. I mean,
and
it couldn't have been Ahmed.
Ahmed Johnson was there.
Ahmed was just trying to look intense.
Very.
Do you think the fourth knee pad finally got a bit too tight for him?
Well, he couldn't even be asked to put his red overlays on the top two tonight, could he?
I think fuck.
He must have been blowing.
He had to get dressed, mate. He was blowing after that.
That's what I'm saying.
All the promos all night were weak, with the exception of the Foley promo, in my opinion, for this entire show.
Yeah, agreed. The Nation of Domination have already made the way to the ring, and we're hearing Rocky Sucks chants ring around the arena. So that's an indication that the gimmick was working, to say the least. Yeah. But we are into our fourth Survivor Series match of the evening. It's Ahmed Johnson, Ken Shamrock, the Legion of Doom, which are Hawk and Animal, taking on the Nation of Domination, that consists of D'Lo Brown, Farouk, Common Mustafa, and The Rock. Tim White is the referee.
Legend.
He is. More of the same for me in this Survivor Series contest.
This match is everything that you've already seen 100 times with those people. It's like...
This is the problem. I was done with the
story by this point.
Yeah. It's the fourth time you've seen this match stick, and there's nothing new with it.
Nothing.
It's just repeating. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to lie, but there was this bit, and it was a bit like, come on. I'm glad sort of modern day stuff now they do too.
Yeah.
And I'm quite happy with that because then it makes a spectacle of it.
Yeah. It really does. And, you know, they tell a Survivor Series story match so much better than they've ever done. And I think, again, we were together at the weekend, me and Craig, and we were catching up about this actually. And I think I said the one that stands out in the mid-2000s as sort of like a turning point for me was the team Bischoff, funny enough, Don, versus Team Austin, where Shawn Michaels went sort of like the distance but didn't quite make it sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, See, I think like the more modern ones, like give an example, Team Authority versus Team Cena.
Yeah.
Because I thought that was actually a really well done one.
Yeah.
Like you've seen over the weeks them building up the teams, and then obviously there's a stipulation of one team loses, or I like that.
Yeah.
Where to this is just bragging rights, and especially after the fourth one.
Yeah. It got even worse when they did a separate pay-per-view called Bragging Rights.
Yeah.
You've got Survivor Series and Bragging Rights literally a couple of months apart from each other.
Yeah, you couldn't even brag that you won Survivor Series, because if you didn't win bragging rights, fucking point.
You can't put it any clearer than that, really, can you?
That's all I have to say about that. Catchphrase.
Nice. So literally, I don't know how to describe the start of this, but other than shit. So yeah, Shamrock and Johnson were getting decent reactions, but nothing like the Legion of Doom pop. That's for sure. But
yeah,
Hawk absolutely botchamania all day with D'Lo Brown for a start, and then he takes a rock bottom out of nowhere, and that's it. Hawk's gone. Hawk's done. What's that all about?
I love the fact he's taken a pole driver, not even sold it.
Not even sold it.
He always did
that.
Yeah. Yeah. And then one rock bottom, not even a good one.
No.
It looked like I had to like sort of STO him.
Yeah.
Almost. He had to like kick his leg out.
Well, you're on about that. I actually put on my note a cheeky fall over bottom.
Oh, there you go.
Because it ain't the fuck all. It ain't on the Rock. That wasn't on the Rock.
Yeah.
That's Hawk. Just didn't give a shit. He wasn't bothered. He was done. He got his payday. He was out. At this point, now Hawk didn't care. This is where he's at. He was done, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
he was. Bless
him. Shame.
Yeah, absolutely. Ahmed comes in, and oh my god, he just fucks absolutely everything. He hits a back elbow that was more of a scream than an elbow for me.
He hit with a wall of sound.
Literally, that's what knocked D'Lo Brown down, not the contact. D'Lo Brown starts whipping Ahmed Johnson in the corner at one point with a belt.
Yeah, caught him in the face 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I was going to say, right across the cheek.
Yeah,
they were shooting. It's not a rib. They were shooting.
I reckon it's because he was no-selling stuff.
Yeah,
sounds like Ahmed. You know why he was no-selling stuff?
And he gained.
You know what?
He's just consistent.
You know what the poor bastard was no-selling?
Go on.
He genuinely could not breathe.
Really?
He hasn't got the tank in him. Since that kidney injury, it's gone. It's gone to shit.
Yeah.
Guy shouldn't have been in the ring. There's no way the WWE medical staff these days would have signed him back off. No way. He wouldn't have passed the medical tests.
No. He wouldn't have walked down to the shop to get the medical test either.
This is what I'm saying. That's like my fucking gas tank when I'm walking. I've got a different gas tank in the ring.
Like a fucking hybrid car, this one.
I am a hybrid car, yeah, that's accurate, that is. For the things I enjoy doing, I've got it all day and all night long, but for walking down the shop, fuck that. Fuck that. Someone else can do that. Fuck that. Someone else can do that shit. Yeah, look, fucking Farouk surprised me getting eliminated so early. But
he's got a presence in the ring, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Presence in the ring.
When he gave Ahmed Johnson all that time to get back up after he fell on his arse after reversing the Dominator, that was classic Farouk, that was.
Fucking looking down at him like, are you going to move?
Literally. Hurry up, you dickhead.
Mate. It's only pay-per-view, whatever. It's only one of the big 4.
Yeah, don't worry about it, though.
Minor, mate, minor.
Yeah, I just wrote this match is shit at that point, to be completely honest. But D'Lo hit a frog splash and didn't go for the pin.
Yeah, low down as well.
Okay.
Yeah, low down.
Sorry, his version of the frog splash was called. I apologise.
No, I like D'Lo. I'd be
he's
playing
European
D'Lo,
title.
Was
run,
it-
he's
Was it even the
amazing.
lowdown at this point, though?
No,
Well,
it hadn't been named yet.
No, it hadn't,
but
had it?
that to me, that version is a lowdown. The
Yeah.
like full extension, that is a lowdown. So
Okay.
I'll always pop to see that. I always love that move,
I did
especially
do
from a
some.
guy nearly 300 pounds doing it as well. With
That is-
much
Yeah,
grace. He's a very agile
he's
guy. for his
deceivingly
size.
big guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
D'Lo got a strong frog splash, that is for sure.
Mm.
But
And a
I
good leg
did
drop.
a great leg drop. I did some. Just shame about power bombs, really.
Yeah.
I did. I did some maths during this match. So
Got
yeah,
Steiner maths.
yeah, a little bit. So I'll just read it out to you because Ahmed equaled Hogan, which in turn equaled ratings, which then in turn equaled Pearl River gimmicks, which equaled really awful spine busters, which then led to Farouk costing him the victory in front of Jack Doan's face, which led to let's carry on with this awful fucking feud that no one gives a shit about.
Oh, it was. They didn't even call it a spine buster on commentary. They called it a double leg takedown.
Yeah.
Because it couldn't even be disguised. It's like, oh, you've tripped his legs. It's not a spine buster, mate.
It was terrible.
It was poor.
Yeah.
Absolute, you're going down. Fuck me. Animal was very stiff on Rocky, in my opinion. And that was then followed by an even stiffer Shamrock. Rock cut that shit off immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shamrock back then, what was he? He was fucking, what did I put down? 23-5 in his UFC at the time, or MMA at the time.
Yeah.
He was still very much in that mindset. Don't get me wrong, he was a wrestling guy, because he was a wrestling guy from a kid, but he was still in that MMA mindset so much then.
It's crazy thing though that to let him do both. So especially UFC not being as well known as it is nowadays.
Yeah.
That they let him sort of dip out for a bit, do a couple of fights, and then come back.
Yeah.
So great thing. That's so imagine you're going from one thing of hit him as hard as you can to, all right, maybe don't hit them that hard.
And really, the only comparison to that contract ever being sort of repeated to an extent is probably Brock Lesnar, right?
Yeah, I know. Impact when Lashley was doing a bit
Bobby
of MMA.
Lashley, yeah, I was going to say. Bobby Lashley's fighting in Bellator because he's got a decent record in Bellator, isn't he?
I think he's
And
undefeated.
Hager now. Hager as well.
Hager in
yeah.
AEW, yeah, good shout actually, good shout.
Yeah.
So a few more over the years, huh?
But Shamrock might be the first one to actually make
Severin.
And Severin, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Of
that
course.
and correct me if I'm wrong, both of them that we're talking about, I mean, Dan Severin, I'm not 100% convinced that this is correct, but you may know. They came from the MMA world first, though, so they went from MMA to wrestling, whereas the other three that we've mentioned, so your Jack Hager, your Brock Lesnar, and your Bobby Lashley have gone from wrestling into the octagon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably fair to say. I mean, I know even there's been a couple of people who are doing it simultaneous as well.
Yeah.
But that's more on the indie level where there's no contracts involved. You can just take a fight on a couple of weeks' notice.
Shayna Baszler was doing that for a little while, wasn't she?
Yeah. I
was
think
training and stuff as well.
I think all the horsewomen were, not the horsewomen, what do they call
Well,
themselves?
it's Ronda's horsewomen,
Ronda's,
yeah. So it was the horsewomen, but it was Ronda and Baszler. And
Ronda's Mean Girl Squad, yeah.
Yeah,
they all sort of did a bit of both, yeah.
Always wear pink on a Tuesday?
Okay.
I know, you're thinking Clueless now.
No, I don't know. I'm just doing 50% Steiner maths and 50% Steiner shits, brother.
And still having 30% left.
Which is 25% more than you had to begin with.
It's really strange, but Karma does get bundled into The Rock leading to his elimination, leaving it 2-on-2. But did you hear the mic from under the ring go absolutely to shit?
Did you hear what they
It's
said on
not-
commentary? To try and cover it up.
The King absolutely ribs the shit out of Kevin Dunn.
Yeah, called him the sound man.
Absolutely, the sound man.
The sound man, yeah.
He blames on Kane leaving the building first,
Nice.
and then blames Kevin Dunn, the sound guy, for the
I like-
weird noise.
I like that someone's told him to rib Kevin Dunn. Fucking mug him off. Go on, just mug him off.
I
I
reckon
don't
that
know
was
if you
Vince.
needed to. I was going to say,
Pritchard.
he'd probably do it on his back anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true. To be fair, I think Animal then gets counted out. With a
He was
random
halfway up
spot.
the ramp by the time he got to like 7.
Yeah, he was going anyway.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like,
it was.
yeah, it's a bit too far to walk up.
Where-
We're all
I
right.
can't be arsed, fuck it.
Where's the fucking ring, lads? Oh, look, a bar. Oh no. Oh no.
Where's the ring while I put my trousers on? And I've
Give
had
me
a
my
shower.
bars.
I think Dave Ebner probably had the car waiting for him.
But they've sold some merch and then he's going to get out of there
It's time to sell some merch.
quickly as well.
Yeah, next up we get an ankle lock. So D'Lo finally gets eliminated. Then we get that repeated spot. This time it's a steel chair rather than the ring bell. But they extend this match a little bit more, and Shamrock kicks out from the steel chair. I think The Rock and Ken Shamrock had fantastic chemistry.
Oh, 100%. 100% the chemistry these two guys had as well.
They was heading into some big stuff with the two of them.
Again, when they were talking on commentary as well, they were talking like Shamrock will be the next heavyweight champion.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
JR
yeah.
said
They were
that they
putting
had
on-
plans for him,
Yeah.
but Ken
It does
just
surprise
didn't
me.
understand timekeeping
Yeah,
Or-
he didn't. And
or what
again,
days he thought he should turn up.
there you go. And it's all a little bit too soon, isn't it? I think with
Yeah.
Ken Shamrock, because after this match, the next pay-per-view is advertised, which is In Your House, Degeneration X, which is the December pay-per-view, and the main event of that pay-per-view was Shawn Michaels versus Ken Shamrock for the title.
Yeah.
So why is he bumped from the mid-card sort of thing right into? Why is he the number one contender after Bret Hart leaves company, please? Should that be Ken Shamrock?
No.
No.
But it was legit, wasn't it? And at the time, they was starting towards that realism.
Yeah.
It's not just entertainment. We got this as well. It's all about
Attitude.
wrestling. Exactly. They're heading towards that attitude.
Bravo.
I don't know why I'm sticking up for him for that. It was fucking shit. They shouldn't have put Ken in that position. But
No.
that's where they was heading.
They were
I'm
using
just,
star name as well because he was known.
Yeah.
He went in there with clout
I
already.
suppose you're right there, actually, from a marketing point of view, because of his name. You're probably right, actually. That's why, because I'm struggling to think of another babyface that was on this card that could have replaced Ken Shamrock now. So in that match. So obviously the one that comes
Austin.
to mind, exactly, Stone Cold Steve Austin. But why would you blow your load on what you think is going to be the future of the company? A relatively small
on a big
pay
show.
per view, yeah.
On a big pay-per-view.
Compared to WrestleMania 14, shall we say?
Yeah. See, again, I would have said something like Taker, but obviously,
Save that for the
Little bit.
Rumble.
We got
exactly.
that, yeah.
There's nobody else in that level of, right, maybe we'll give him a shot, but about
I'd
being
say-
heel.
It's a test in the waters. Pay-per-view, innit? You see what they're going to do.
Yeah.
It's not a pay-per-view everyone's going to give a fuck about.
No.
So,
True.
fuck it. Throw him in here. See what happens. See what the buzz is after.
There you go.
There
you go.
yeah.
Perfect way of putting it. I love it. Eventually, Shamrock does get the victory in this one and walks away as sole survivor. 20 minutes and 28 seconds, by far the longest match of the card. I gave it 2.5.
Okay. I gave it 2. Just
Okay.
under.
I gave it 1.5. It was definitely the best of the Survivor Series matches, but even then, I'd seen the match 3 times over at that point. It let it down just by the amount of them. It was a decent match. I just got burnt out on Survivor Series matches.
So you think, interestingly, it was on par as Team Canada versus Team USA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I'll take that back too. It's 2 stars. Then. I forgot what I rated it. Thanks for covering.
I just wanted to make sure that you knew what you were doing. I often have to look after you. I often have to walk you home from hotels at 4 in the morning. Right. That's not a rib. These are real life stories. We are real life people, and I have to hold your hand sometimes. That is fine.
Which is why we grow the beards.
Wow. Yeah, to use that against me.
Okay. I did absolutely use that against you. That was the only fucking way. That was the only fucking way I could get you out of that gutter. And I will continue to bury bitches on podcasts since 1989 if it means that I have to. And Craig, don't even fucking get me started, Mr. Knocked Out for the night. You fucking ribbed me the most, you bastard.
I didn't think that was a rib. I thought that was more promotional.
Oh yeah, promotional material.
I was thinking more merch later on down the road, you know.
I think you were killing the goddamn business.
I think I accidentally tagged you wrestling page.
Accidentally, yeah.
Hey, we drank 3 bottles of whiskey. What the fuck?
Yeah, we did. And do you know what? I'm so gutted there's no Coke in the house tonight. Literally, I mean Coca-Cola, guys, because I got whiskey and I was just like, "Where's the Coke?" Fuming, absolutely fuming. So I've had to go back on the gimmick for one night only. Right then, so we get a video package with the Michael Cole voiceover. This is all about the Intercontinental Championship that's up next. It is Stone Cold Steve Austin's return to the ring after what happened at SummerSlam 97. If you're not familiar with that, then you're not really a wrestling fan, and you should go do some research, you fucking jobber. But I'll do it for you. Owen Hart broke his neck. Austin still walked away with the title, but had to relinquish it. And of course, Owen Hart is now the champion. His t-shirt's amazing. Owen 316, and on the back, I just broke somebody's neck. Classic rib.
Fucking loved it. Perfect.
That's going back into some like old school wrestling thing as well.
Absolutely. What a shoot.
Man, it's like when Vacant broke Sabu's neck in ECW. Became the crippler. It's, you know.
Goes back further than that, though. I think when Sabisco injured Bruno Sammartino, he actually had a t-shirt saying I broke his neck.
Nice.
Like, I broke Bruno's neck.
Nice.
And but he was
there's a few. There is a few things that we don't talk about. One of them is Bruno. The other is that she's married. I can't go any further than that, guys. So here's the thing. Stone Cold Steve Austin's going to take on Owen Hart. Mike Chioda's the referee. Austin does get a fairly warm reception, but it's also a ruckus reception to he's offering crowd into the ring at this point.
That was a brave move. I'm not going to lie.
That was a very brave move. He had the right ref in there with him, Mike Chioda.
Mate, his fucking entrance was amazing, though. Fucking glass breaking, but actually doesn't. He
sort of like shoulder barge his way through it.
Fuck it, just keep going.
I think the only thing that was really missing from this match was Bret Hart. But Owen does bring a lot of people with him. He brings a lot of backup, including the Team Canada members. So the victorious
Team Canadian and friends.
They didn't have enough earlier.
Literally, the key members of that team. Neihard does end up taking a Stone Cold Stunner, and then they just sort of disappear. It's like, oh, that one man's been stunned. We better get him backstage. And they all disappear. It's mental.
They sent packing, wouldn't they?
They were sent packing.
Yeah, one stunner. It's like, right, you all better leave now.
Yeah, they didn't want none of that shit.
It's getting serious.
Bulldog had put a shift in already. He weren't doing anymore.
Yeah.
He just wanted to be bizarre, which he does be a little bit bizarre later on, actually, funny enough. But it is classic shithousery from Owen with the shirt, to be fair. All I'd say is it needs more flip pile drivers, though.
Yeah.
It's probably the one thing this one was missing the most.
Okay. This how would have been a 5-star for Tuna Meltzer.
Well, it's dead weird, this match, because technically it only lasts 4 minutes and 3 seconds.
It's so quick.
Yeah.
It is. What do you think that was?
Well, the thing is, I think with this match, it was supposed to be Austin coming out to beat the fuck out of the guy that hurt him. It wasn't about a wrestling match or anything else. It's about him coming back and going, fuck you. You think you're funny wearing a t-shirt, says I just broke your neck. How about fucking you take this, you twat, and have a slap?
Yeah.
No, I love Owen Hart. Owen Hart is up there. He's in my top 10 easily. He's fucking amazing. One of the best wrestlers of all time.
Yeah.
But I want you to see him get his fucking arse beat on that night. And that was it.
Yeah. And the thing is, Craig does love professional wrestling so much that he decided to name 2 kids after the people in this match. So he has 2 sons, one called Owen and one called Austin. A bit of an age difference, so I know Owen would kick the fuck out of Austin right now, let's be honest. But I might like to pay for that shit when they're a little bit older.
To be honest, I think I'd probably back Austin.
Yeah, yeah, that is true.
Would you make Austin walk through an actual pane of glass?
Mate, he'd do that anyway. You ain't fucking met it.
He would
fucking double glaze, mate. He wouldn't even give a shit.
He'd look at you. I'd love that he'd go. He wouldn't go through it the first time. He'd look at you and he'd go, "Oh man," and then he'd just fucking have it and go straight through it. I love it. It's absolutely fantastic. Bottom line, I think that, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think Austin has maybe said something along the lines of this over the years, but I don't think Austin wanted to work with Owen Hart.
He didn't call him, did he? That was the thing.
Yeah. Which
bothered him the most, because they were quite tight. You hear things, then you read stuff and everything. From what I've read, from what I've heard of interviews and shit, they were quite close, and he trusted him. He's a Hart, for fuck's sake. You're going to trust him. Yeah. And then he never called him to say, "My bad."
Literally.
How do you make that phone call though?
No, that's it. Like,
I think back then you go and see the man.
Yeah, don't send a text.
Nowadays, you'll text the brother going, "Can I FaceTime you?"
Yeah, I can't really move. I'm in a halo in a hospital bed. Sorry.
And then they go, "No," and then you go, "Drop your location." And then you still go no, and then because you don't want to be arrested for I don't know, pedophilia, whatever, you just don't chase it up.
I feel like that took a turn.
Yeah, that definitely took a left somewhere.
Blah blah blah, something about dicks. Austin does get the stunner pretty early in the match, and of course walks away with a victory. I've just had food dropped to me. This is news to me. That's good. I like that.
I'm going to send a text, order a drink.
Nice. I like that. I didn't even ask for food. It's just here. So, what a day. 4 minutes, 3 seconds. Austin is the new Intercontinental Champion, and he quickly has to deliver 2 more stunners to LaFont and Furnace before celebrating. As short as it was and all of the gimmicks, I've gone with 1.5 stars.
Oh, see, I bummed this one up a bit. I know it was like really quick, but I gave this 3 stars. I loved this.
Yeah,
I loved it because, like I said, I think it did what it was supposed to do: get in, kick his ass, fuck off.
Okay, yeah.
So I was okay with that.
2 stars for me, just because of the length of the match.
Okay.
But I get why the match was so short. They was worried. I reckon that was company worried as well, that if there is another incident, because bearing in mind, it's 3 months, not even that long of time really. No. So But I think the right result happened. And it was a good match for what it was.
I just, the time got me, but I get it. And you're right. I think just from a name point of view, and so on and so forth, the prestigious Intercontinental title on the line, for fuck's sake, good times for me.
Kind of overlooked that.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it was all about the neck break. You know what I mean? It was all about the revenge.
Yeah.
But the IC title was on the line, and that's going to take us to Austin and the Rock's first encounter, for example, and things like that. So it's exciting times ahead, really.
Belts over bridges, the lot.
All of the gimmicks. Dave, give it 1 star.
Fuck you, Meltzer.
Yeah.
I
think I've only got a ham and tomato, couldn't you know? I think that's all I've got. But the video package gets repeated from the beginning, and this is where we get the backstage walk, the main event walk from the locker room to the ring. So we get to see the wrestlers' sort of psyche, how they're looking, how they're feeling moments before walking out the curtain, all the way up to where the curtain is. I think it's pretty cool. I always love this.
Yeah.
But as HBK, Rude, China, and Triple H are complaining about where the fuck they're going because they haven't got a clue, Bulldog sneaks into the DX locker room. Did you see it?
Oh, I think he was in there all the time. I reckon he was actually
He's hiding in the shower.
Next member. Just because him being so bizarre. It's like the Hart family and DX.
Literally super bizarre.
Same crab walking out of the toilets towards him.
That's fantastic.
Like this,
but Sean literally enters the danger zone as soon as he walks through that little fucking gimmick. The others hang back though, which I thought was a bit weird. Any feelings on why Sean and Brett decided to walk to the ring alone? Because they walked to gorilla position with their respective crews, shall we say?
Well, I know that members of Hearts were meant to come out for the original finish.
Yeah.
So that would make sense for them, but I don't know. I think in storyline, I think they want to prove who's the better man. Or at least one of them does.
I would say I got down on this. I put down on the notes with that exactly the same point. But it felt like two men wanting to prove that one is better than the other at the end of the day. It's like at the time, back in the day watching this, I was a Brett guy. I'm still a Brett guy. It's always going to be Brett and Sean. That's never going to change. But it was more Brett at the time. And fucking hell, I was buzzing for this match. It was one-on-one, Brett, Sean. Brett's going to fucking smash him. I'm loving it.
Absolutely. You could feel every single bit of tension in that arena, couldn't you?
Mate, the emotion just on the walk to Gorilla. Are you seeing
Literally.
it? It's fucking brilliant.
It was absolutely fantastic.
What compares to that now?
Nothing, because you don't get it. You don't get it.
Like, you don't get long-term story.
You can't get that
story.
Well, there you go. You don't get long-term story. You don't get main event walks to the ring. You don't get none of this shit. And this is all part of the production and the tension and the atmosphere and the build and the payoff ultimately. Because if you don't believe in all of the prior, then the payoff's not going to work.
Exactly.
Oh, well, that was a shoot, but I loved it. So, Sean is the current WWF European champion here as well, as he steals a Canadian flag on the way to the ring. He's getting spat at, he's getting objects thrown at him, he's getting fucking drowned in beer, to what I found to be an unusual commentary silence, as Sean poses and degrades the Canadian flag in multiple ways before JR finally kicks back in. Why do you think they made the decision to cut the commentary at this point? Because it's, for me, that was a new style of presenting the entrance from WWF.
Do you think they were trying to put over what he was doing first without letting the actions speak for themselves, and then do they? Well, sorry about if people are offended by that.
Well, you think like over there, fucking America, Canada, and shit, like the flag is everything in it.
Yeah.
Sacred.
So
It
I
is-
think for that, you sit out, man. You just wait. You see what's happening. You're like, okay, take it in. He's doing this. He's actually doing this right now.
It gave me the feeling that I was in the arena.
Yeah.
And watching it there live in person rather than watching it and listening it through the telly.
Yeah.
That's sort of the feeling that I've got. And I hadn't even been to Amsterdam at that point. But that was the feeling that I got.
That's
Mate,
great.
throughout that, you kind of get dragged into that though.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
even with so there's some points in that where I was trying to pick up on commentary. I noticed that I switched it off in my head. I was just that into the match.
Yeah.
I wasn't even paying attention to all the shit going on around it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
understandable. And you know the thing is, I think that happens a couple of times in the match, like you say, and we all know what's coming. But when it happens, it's still just as shocking as the first time you've seen it.
Mate, watching that live was I can't even explain the emotion of that shit live.
Well, you can
Fucking
try when we get to it because you wanted Brett to win. So I'd like to know how that went for you. But Brett walks to the ring or to the backstage area with the Bulldog, Neihard, and his son Blade. Now, obviously, I'm a Bret Hart Mark II. You know that, Craig. You know that, Don. But what I didn't realise is that, you know, how much of a big fan Bret Hart was of Wesley Snipes.
So he was such a fan of his, he thought, right, Air Force One, not so keen on that one. Should I call him Demolition Man? Nah. I'll call him a film. I'll call him the name of someone a couple of years down the line when he plays the character off.
Yeah.
That's what I do. And I appreciate that. That's foresight we need.
Honestly, he knew that role was settled for Wesley Snipes.
Oh, 100%.
He knew it.
100%.
Also, pretty sure Wesley Snipes wasn't Air Force One. Just throwing that out there.
I think it was.
I was seeing if anyone picked up on that. Was the
It's Passenger 57 or something.
Yeah, I know which
Yes,
one you're
that's it.
thinking of. Yeah. He was an escaped convict, wasn't he, on a plane? Yeah, good
I thought he
movie.
bat in real life when he was dodging taxes.
No comment. Not here to talk politics on this show, brother. I'm here to talk about all of the politics, all of the gimmicks, and all of the drama. And hello there, father. I hear you're a paedophile. But, you know, the crowd react massively to Bret the Hitman Hart. They give him what can only be described as a hero's entrance to that arena. And it's just mad because none of them knew that at the time, and neither did any of us, that this would be the last time Bret the Hitman Hart was in a WWF ring or a WWE ring from, you know, 1997 to January 4th, 2010. Wow.
I'll say. It's crazy to think that's like, well, that's 12, 13 years.
Yeah, 13 years.
13
12
years.
and a bit. 12 and a bit.
Still, that's crazy to think that. They've been out of the company so long. I know, obviously, with everything that goes on, there was a bit of bad blood for a while. But still, nice to see it finally getting reconciled eventually.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I think with Bret though, it's always going to be there, though. Isn't He's a salty fucker, eh? I love him.
There you go.
He's a salty fucker.
Yeah, he made him dead salty. Made him dead 4 out of 10. That's what he made him.
Yeah.
Like, literally, just stop living in the past. Get over the bullshit and move forward. Like, and then you won't have a stroke, will you, when you get kicked in the head?
See, get wank off God like fucking Sean does. You'll soon sort your life out.
Look at him. I'm just saying, look at the difference.
Yeah.
What a difference a stroke makes.
What a difference some positive energy in your life makes, Don. That's what we're going with there.
That's what I said.
Exactly. A stroke of fortune, if you will.
A stroke of good luck, yeah.
So, yeah, this one is for the WWF Championship. It's Shawn Michaels versus Bret the Hitman Hart. Earl Hebner is the controversial referee. in the middle. And Sean starts with a jump start, and these pair go all around the arena. Pat Patterson gets hit. Jack Doan gets knocked down. They bury Earl a little bit at the beginning, don't get me wrong, because Earl's in the ring going, oh, ring the bell. And then he's like, oh, no, I can't ring the bell, actually. And then they're in a little bit longer than what they should be for me. So they bury him a little bit at the beginning. But the security's piss poor because that crowd are all over Shawn Michaels. And then that's when the road agents come down, the rest of the referees come down. Vince McMahon's down there, Sergeant Slaughter's down there. It just gets absolutely fucking crazy, this one does.
It lives up to the hype, though, what they've been hyping all night.
Yeah.
That this is going to be so to have everyone out there, almost like a locker room pull-out sort of thing.
Literally.
It sort of makes sense.
It made it real, didn't it?
It did.
Put you in it completely.
Still real to me, damn it. That suplex, though, on the fucking floor that Sean takes. A, it's beautiful technique, but B, that must have sucked.
Yeah. Oh. Then again, you think, though, not from long from now, he gets a back injury, so you sort of think he's been doing that for a couple of years now, them sort of bumps. So after all, they're going to take that toll. It is going to catch up.
That is accurate.
So, but thank you for doing that for our entertainment. All the same.
Oh, cheers, Don. So literally, the match does eventually start to slow down a little bit, but the tension is like fully clear. Sean does a great job as basically the heel cunt that riles up the crowd. He gets him in a frenzy, really. Brett finally gets a bit of offense. The front face lock stands out where he throws him off, but Sean gets pretty quickly back on top. The classic figure four around the post, that's beautiful. It's always great to see.
Love it.
And then we've pretty much not long before it's time to get to tit for Craig, but for the rest of us, the screw job. So beautiful. Oh, hello.
There was a moment.
I could tell.
So Craig, did you watch this live?
Yeah.
Right, okay. I want to ask the question, what did you think of this watching it live all that time ago?
Fuck, mate, I thought it was story, man. I honestly thought this was the best fucking story. It was so real. It was like you saw Earl Hebner call it.
Yeah.
And I kind of sat there and went, what?
No, he fucking didn't.
He didn't do anything. And then you saw Sean's face. And then he snatched the belt off Vince and he's walking up the ramp going, fuck this. And he's swearing and everything. You can hear it. You can see the frustration. Yeah. And I'm watching this live as a kid and fuck, mate, I was 14 and this was probably the greatest thing I'd ever seen on TV. But also, in my case, it was the fucking worst thing I'd ever seen happen. It was amazing. It was amazing. Could not control the emotions watching that. Sitting up at fucking 3 o'clock in the morning in my uncle's house, screaming.
What the fuck?
What the fuck? Yeah, and my uncle coming down going, "Shut the fuck up, you prick!" It was brilliant. Fucking loved it.
Oh,
crazy times. Just out of interest, so like, where was you with WCW at this point in your life?
I was a flick back and forwards guy.
Yeah. Okay. So you were watching. You're watching the other side anyway.
Yeah.
Enjoying that product. So Brett moving over didn't influence your decision in any way, shape, or form. You just,
Nah, it was like that whole Brett going to WCW. I was like, okay, we'll see what they do with him. But I didn't have faith in WCW. I was watching WCW.
Yeah.
NWO was there. NWO went way too long and should have fucking reined it in. It was getting stale. So it was like, where that was going, fuck knows.
Yeah.
So Brett going there, kind of like, I ain't gonna jump ship for him.
No.
Still more of a WWE guy.
But you're a Bret Hart guy at the same time.
But I was a Brett guy. It's like,
yeah, so it's like an extra reason.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
Brett goes to the top rope. Shawn Michaels puts Earl Hebner in the way. He takes the bump. Now, Brett would tell you that Earl was supposed to stay down.
Cheers.
Should have been a sharpshooter reversal and a big schmars. But what really happened is Earl got up as Shawn was putting the sharpshooter on. Brett corrects Shawn's footwork because it's all going to shit.
Yeah, Brett put the sharpshooter on himself.
Brett put the sharpshooter on himself. When Vince says Brett screwed Brett, he really did mean it.
He actually, yeah. He screwed himself out of incorrect usage of footwork.
And then we get the ring the bell from Earl Hebner before he disappears.
Oh, he ran like a motherfucker.
Dave's car.
Him and Dave have fleeced that much gear that night. They had to get out of there. It was
And
a
off
hot
they go.
ticket that
Off
night.
they go to the next town. Yeah. Whereas the reality for Brett was what the fuck. The reality for Shawn all these years later, as we know, he knew he was involved. But at the time, it was play the fucking game, kid. You don't know a fucking thing. Get your belt and get the fuck out of here. So off he went. Triple H very closely behind. And then, obviously, before they disappear, the big spit happens on Vince. Bottom line is Shawn Michaels is WWF champion at the end of this.
Yeah.
Well, what else is there to say that hasn't been said before by 1,000 other people? This is one of them spots that is so ingrained in the memory of people, even if people have never watched this event and just started getting into wrestling, they know what the Montreal Screwjob is. I mean, every company up and down the world, like through history, from this point,
down the world, a lot.
Repeat, yeah, up and down the world.
Up and
from
down.
Antarctica to Swindon, all over the shop.
Yeah, avoid Italy.
Yeah, I want to say it's probably for the best. You're all right there, Rob.
Yep.
But that's what I mean. That like every company, I think, has in some way, shape, or form got a version of this somewhere, or because it's a very compelling story if done correctly.
Yeah, very much so. Whether it's a work, a shoot, a rib, or not, who knows? My opinion hasn't really changed over the years. So I really do think that that it was legit. To be honest with you, I do think Brett was screwed by Vince McMahon.
Yeah, I can't really deviate from that. I just love a good conspiracy, and to be fair, this could be the greatest work in wrestling ever. Because, like, why would you record Brett spitting on Vince? Why would you record Brett smashing shit up and the WCW? Why would you show it? Why would you repeatedly show it?
Interestingly, though, edited off the WWE network. The WCW thing.
But then again, though, how much of that is...
It was.
Like,
I watched it less than 2 hours ago.
No, but I mean, like, post, like, network, like, as in Peacock, if Peacock decided to take that off, because some...
No, hold on. I don't think you saw that live, though. Like, watching that live...
Yes, but they showed it on Raw, right?
Yeah, you didn't see that. You didn't see the spit. You didn't see the WCW or anything like that. Because when you watch the pay-per-view, it literally, Shawn rolls out, he snatches the belt. It's over. Good night, folks. We're going home.
Yeah, he spits on him before Shawn disappears, so you get that bit, but you don't get the destroying of the monitors.
Nah.
You don't get
that was all Monday Night Raw and shit.
Exactly. So absolutely mental. What a show! What a show! 90 minutes, 58 seconds, 3 stars.
No, it's 4.5 for me. Fucking love that match. I obviously did like the ending, but that match was amazing. Bret Hart's punches. I mean, we talk about his wrestling ability, fucking till you blue in the face, but that man's punches are some of the best, without a doubt.
Fucking incredible.
Quality.
I've got to go 4 stars. I think this match is always going to be. I think it's a good match. It actually is a good match. The ending's always going to be well known though, so it's sort of like it's
Overshadows
like yeah. It is a good match though. Like it's worth watching the match, but once you know the end, it sort of slightly ruins it. But it's not bad. It is a good match though. So 4 stars.
4 stars indeed. So being the main WWF guy on the old panel here, I've rated this show the lowest on average.
Oh,
yeah. So I have rated this show 1.8. Craig, you're next. No, you're not. Don, you're next. No, you're not.
Someone, Martin.
Martin.
My God, it's Mr.
Rob.
So you two are pretty much on par. Craig, you're a decimal point or so, a little bit higher than Don. So 2 stars is your rating. We average out at 1.9 for the Survivor Series 1997. Fair reflection of the night?
From one match, yeah.
It's a 2-match card, if you ask me. I mean, the Kane Foley.
Yeah.
It is a good match. It's definitely a piece of history in and of itself to have seen Kane's first match as well. So worth watching it for that, if nothing else, for the screw job itself.
And there you have it. That was the 1997 WWF Survivor Series. We've already covered Starrcade, so won't be doing that. But we will be covering In Your House Degeneration X next on this timeline piece. But we did have a fan request, actually, so we're going to cover that next. They've asked us to cover the battle at the Royal Albert Hall. So we're going to take a break from our regular timeline to cover that.
Another one.
I'll see what you did there, but you need to make time for this, you motherfucker. I'll fucking shoot. You want me to shoot? I'm fucking looking directly at you, you motherfucker.
I'll turn the camera off.
Do you know what I'm saying? You fucking try and rid me. So yeah, that's what's going to be next. Fucking let us know what you'd like to cover if you want us to cover anything outside of this 1997 to 2001 timeline. For now, I've been Rob Campbell alongside.
I've been some bastard.
Oh, that's it. Is that your rap name? Some bastard. Oh,
with technical difficulties, apparently.
And I've been Daniel. Fuck me in the face with an armadillo. Cornfield.
Terry Funk would certainly do that.
Amarillo style.
See you next time.